Yeah, what's up, kings and queens? We're back again, and as usual, we're going to make a case just to see what sense can we make out of it. But before we do that, please like and subscribe. If you are not yet subscribed, hit that notification bell so that when we drop more content like this, you are covered. You are in the loop. Now, I didn't do yesterday's proceedings because I felt like what we were hearing there is already on record. It's something that's already on record. It's just Balui coming through with Kininda trying to do a rebuttal, trying to do that cover up job, that clean up job. They're trying to do damage control, but they're doing it from a perspective of rebutting the evidence that was brought in already by the defense. In fact, the way the defense was trying to plead their case, they're trying to use that to rebut their case. But what they didn't do is all the records that they are reading, all the phone records that they are reading, the towers, the traffic records, they don't place them on the 26th, on the night that Senzome was unalived. They don't place them at the scene. They don't. What they do is just talking about generalities. These people were in Joburg around that time, not on that exact day. You see how this is going? Now, is it me or am I judging too quick? Gininda doesn't seem like he knows how to read like fluently. Are you aware of that? Like he's struggling. Even Balwe was getting fed up with him at times, correcting him multiple times. Just simple. He strings his sentences in 2, 3 syllables. Like it's when he's reading, he's fluent when he's talking, but when it comes to taking the words, visualizing them, and putting them in your mind and speaking them at the same time, it becomes a big problem for him. Now, let's leave that out. Is this guy not or what? This is something that got Mr. Munizi hot under the collar. He's telling us there was evidence that was conducted, like there were tests that were conducted referring to the DNA tests, and then the expert said something, after the expert something, then there was correlations. There were some strings, there were bits and pieces of DNA. So according to him, whether it's 1% or 2% is good enough for him. That's good enough evidence for him to suspect or to even label you as the culprit. That it's good enough. 1% or 2%. That's what he said himself. Had Munisi hot under the collar. This guy is now becoming a judge, Mos. Why don't you change position? You and Mr. Baloyi, you become the lead prosecutor, and then he becomes the witness because you have already taken positions. All you have to do is present the evidence to the court. Okay, yeah, you might say I believe that this guy, but you can't be talking and say no. The DNA, if it's 1% or 2%, on something that you have no expertise upon, and decide now I can testify. I can even decide better than the expert. The expert say exclude. I think what he's talking about, there were some inclusions. It's something that everybody will have an inclusion of. If you are male, obviously that male inclusion will be. If you are Bantu or like Sub-Saharan, that inclusion will be there. If you are of a Zulu heritage or whatever, that inclusion will be there with the Zulu heritage, you see. And then if you are female, or like that. So it doesn't mean if you are included in some regions, that means it's you. No, they explain this thing properly. Now, it's funny that if he believes just from 1%, it's fine. I mean, this is stellar work from the finest the finest detective in the country we have, according to the 30%ers and the comment. They say he did a fine job. And then now, Linda Muniz, His report from yesterday, he's talking about Gininda rebuts accused number one's evidence. How? How? Because he's comparing, he's talking about a connection between a call record between Zungu and accused number one. But you are aware that Zungu's 205s have not been read into record, right? You are aware of that. And you are aware of the fact that there's a complaint that some records were cooked, phone records were cooked when it comes to that connection between accused number 5 and Kelukuma. This is bunker. This is bananas. Let me just remind myself of what else to talk about. There's one question that I would like the defense to ask Gininda. Since you believe the people in the house, in fact, the people outside who said they saw people running out with dreadlocks, I don't know how you can see somebody with dreadlocks at night, and then how sure of the length of those dreadlocks can you be? That lady says you saw the people running away, okay? You believe that. Right. Now, do you believe the statement of a lady who said Mapiri was cleaning the house because she didn't want the people to, the police and the people to see that Senzo was drinking? Did you get to see that statement? And then, okay, if you saw that statement, then what were your actions? What actions did you take towards that person who was said to have contaminated the scene? Whatever action you have taken, like, just detail it to us. Did you feel like she was one of the people who you can implicate, or you just left it alone? You just took your own route. You followed the hearsay of this guy, Zungu, a very untrustworthy cop who shares his gun with Ngabis, who chills with Ngabis, as he claims, but apparently there was none of that meeting. Who openly talks about witnessing someone being shot and just keeping mum about it. Who openly confessed that he took out his service pistol and handed it over to some other people, and then you believe that story. The story again of Zungu and his father is just so confusing. His father is the one who made the connection to 1 and 2, accused number 1 and 2. Now, here is one thing that's interesting. Baloyi keeps on referring to statements that he had not handed over to either defense or the court. Example, that one of Mr. Ngashe Sr. And then when Mushololo and Mnisi raised an objection about it, he's just going to pretend as if he never mentioned the senior one. He's just going to say they know that these statements are already before the court, and Ngashe Jr. was here, and then the neighbors were here. When we obviously talking about Ngashe Sr., Mshololo said he never handed over that statement, but he wants to refer to it. They keep on referring to it with Kininda. I mean, this is what they do. They will just string in hearsay evidence and pretend it as if it's real evidence. Anyway, guys, let me not take too much of your time. Let me see what effect I can impart to you. Here's another example again. Gininda and Baloyi talk about an arrangement between Mjiako and a certain council about accused number 2's case, right? His situation. And then when Mshololo raised an objection that this is hearsay because those people were talking with themselves, there's no document or note or any information, written information about that event that we can refer to. Rata says it's direct evidence. Please, if you do in law, just help us there below in the comments. Tell us what this is. Is this direct evidence or is it hearsay? People talk about an arrangement and then Gininda mentions it in his evidence. If I was talking about that arrangement, I think it wouldn't be hearsay if he's producing a power of attorney or whatever, proving of that moment, that event, that agreement. Nothing like that. Anyway, guys, let me not take too much of a time. I think we're gonna see this for some time until Gininda goes and Baloi goes over all the evidence of the accused that was brought before this court. Now, funny thing is, I think Baloi slowly is asking himself, did I get winked by this guy who sometimes just going overboard, because he kept calling him back. Please don't over explain. Don't stretch the answer. Like like this guy can never give you an answer with one sentence. It's a problem for him. He has to elaborate. Guys, let me not take too much of your time. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that when we drop more content like this, you are in the loop. Now, I'm going to address that photo thing of Kininda. I see some other photos doing rounds, people claiming that skin in there. Okay, it's fine. Now, me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the links. I'm going to even share the links under that video. I was thinking that video will be for members only, but I'm thinking, no, let it be for the public. I'll come up with something for the members that will be for the public consumption so that we can see who's telling the truth, who's trying to really give you objective information. Because if I quote a picture and show it to you, I'm gonna tell you what the name of that person underneath that picture is. If I don't know that person, I'm not going to post that person. But it seems like, on the contrary, some people will do that. So we'll just see a picture and post, copy and paste it, and then use it. But anyway, I'm going to do a story on that. I don't know when that video will drop, but I'm compiling it with some other videos, with some other photos of Boyki Kininza that you don't know. Probably one or two. But you'll see the consistency in the looks, and also some footage of him being next to Sfiso Meiwa every time he's at the court appearances, every time he's trying to talk to the media, him being next to his sisters, every time they're talking to the media, they're trying to talk to the media. I will show you that. And then you'll see the similarities. The head, like that sloped head, and then the bulgy body and all that. You see the eyes. You see. Please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that when we drop more content like this, you are in the loop. Peace.